truth, the truth. That's the lie, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
What is up, YouTube? Your boy, The Truth, with a brand new video. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why, if you're an older sneakerhead and you're wearing reps, you're a clown. No ands, ifs, or buts about it, and I'm going to tell you why. But if you're younger, let's say you're like under 30, I have decided to give you guys a pass because I did some research and I did some thinking, and you guys grew up in a different era. Sound like I said era. You guys grew up in a different era. And what I'd like to get across in this video, if you're a younger dude who wears reps, continue to watch this video and maybe you'll understand why older heads tend to clown on reps and not wear reps. Maybe, just maybe, after watching this video, you'll have a better understanding of why some people think the way they do about reps. So first off, the quality. See, back in the day, it was different. The reps would fall apart within months. The quality of the reps was absolute garbage. It is not like it is today, where the factories are making good quality reps. It was not like that when I was growing up. The reps were garbage. They would fall apart, and you could tell they were reps right away. There was no, I need a legit check. There was no, let me see them up closer. There was no question about it. You could recognize reps from a mile away. Reps were just bad. Another thing about reps back in the day, they didn't really try and mimic the OG colorways. You have to understand, back in the day, there were no purple Jordan 3s. There were no green Jordan 4s. You had the OG colorways, and that was it. But the reps would come up with these crazy colorways. So back in the day, you had maybe 3 or 4 colorways of a Jordan 3. And if you see someone with purple or yellow or green on a Jordan 3, you knew right away they were reps. It was just different back then. They didn't try and copy the shoe exactly how they do it today. They would come up with their own colorways. They would come up with different schemes, different materials. So there was no, oh, that's a one of one, that's a custom. There was no questioning if it was a rep or not. You would know right away. And the person who wore those to school, the kid got clowned, and it was harsh. See, back in the 80s and 90s, there was no anti-bullying campaigns. There was no safe spaces. If you wore reps to school, everyone laughed at you. And that's just how it was back then. It's not like it is today. I remember one instance where a kid's face turned red, and I felt bad for the kid because I knew he didn't have a lot of money. So his only choice to fit in was to get these reps. They were probably $5 or $10 back then. And the clowning, it was harsh. It was relentless. Was it right? No. Looking back on it, yeah, it was kind of fucked up. But that's just how it was back then. You had to suck it up and keep on going. There was no Instagram. There was no Facebook. There was no internet. You couldn't just go talk to people online. If you wanted to talk to your friends, you had to do it in person. You had to show up on your BMX bike. So imagine growing up in that time period when reps, the quality was just horrible. The colorways didn't match the OG Jordan colorways. And during this time period, if you wanted some Jordans, you just had to walk into Foot Locker and buy them. They were not selling out. There was no resale market. Reselling sneakers was not a thing back during the original releases. So knowing all these things, growing up during this time period, don't you think you might be a little weary of reps? You might have like the stigma towards reps. You might have some trauma towards reps. Because you've seen kids get clowned. Kids even got beat up for wearing reps back in the day. And if you think I'm exaggerating, I'm not. So growing up during this time period, you knew it was a no-no to wear reps. If you wanted the sneakers, you could just go get them. There was no problem getting the sneakers. So then, about 10 years pass, they start retroing Jordans. About another 10 years after that, they retro more Jordans, and there becomes a resale market. Now, all of a sudden, everything's changed, and it's getting harder and harder to get the shoes you want when they release. And next thing you know, reps are starting to be a thing. So the older heads, they're going to be against it naturally because they grew up during that time period and they knew what it was like. But these younger heads, they didn't grow up like that. And they're seeing these reps that look very close to the real thing for less money. And they're accessible. So yes, I get it. You can buy reps. You can even tell your friends the reps. And no one's really going to clown on you because at this point, no one really cares that much. So yes, I understand why the younger kids would wear reps, but cannot for the life of me understand why a grown-ass man who grew up in that time period where you could get beat up for wearing reps would wear them today. I don't get it. And when I say grown-ass man, I'm thinking like 30, 35 and up. A grown-ass man who grew up during that time period. And if you're a grown-ass man who's listening to this video, getting triggered by it, well, good. You should be, because you shouldn't be wearing reps. Those are for the young bucks, the young kids. You should know better. Also, who are you trying to impress? Some 12-year-old kids at the mall? Like, who's really commenting on your shoes? Like, how many pairs do you actually really need? Your boy has over 100 pairs of shoes. I wear like 20 of them. Probably about to sell the rest of them. I don't really care. I've won Travis Scott's for retail. I never wore them because I don't need to impress anyone. I wear what I want. You want to give me $1,000 for a sneaker? Yeah, I'll take it. But I'm not going to buy the reps because I grew up in a time period where you couldn't get away with that. But if you're a young kid and you wear reps, I get it. Shoes are harder to get now, and the sneaker game is different. But hopefully you heard some things in this video that'll make you understand a little bit why older heads just don't rock with reps. Also, in this time period of wants and needs and instant gratification, it's okay to catch an L on a shoe and never get that shoe. You don't have to get every single shoe you've ever wanted. Anyways, y'all youngsters, y'all rep wearers, y'all do you. Times have changed. Reps are now commonplace. If that's what you want to do, there's not really that many people hating on you at this point. But as for me, I can't rock with the reps. There's just something about having the real thing, knowing you have the real thing that just feels good. Y'all know I'm the truth. I got no reason to lie. Full transparency. Your boy bought reps once, on purpose. The year was 2002. Supreme was coming out with some white cement dunks that I really wanted. Couldn't get them online. At this point in time, there was no StockX or no GOAT. You had to go on eBay. eBay, they were going for, I think, like $300 or $350. And in 2002, nobody was paying those prices for shoes. So your boy went with the reps. I wore them into the ground and then I just tossed them out. But what if I had paid $350 for the real shoes and kept them? Yeah, that shit is wild. But no way I would have even kept them this long. But hopefully I got my point across. Hopefully y'all can understand where each side is coming from. And if you can't, go ahead and argue in the comments. I don't give a damn. Your boy is the truth, aka Paul Pierce, aka George Washington, because I cannot tell a lie about reps, and I'm out.